Hey, you guys, welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your girl, Nikki, and today I'm bringing opportunities for advertisement on my channel. If anyone is interested, they can email us at knottylove2020@gmail.com. Our prices are affordable and reasonable, and please reach out to us. We can start our videos with any commercials that you would like us to advertise. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out. One. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Woo, I hope everybody's having a wonderful start to their day. Okay, I had to take a break yesterday because your girl was tired. All right. Well, welcome back to my channel, Naughty Love Movement. It's your host, Nikki, bring you the latest and trending topics, and I vlog my life. So, you guys, today we gotta give some special shout outs. The number one shout out I want to give to is Tells. Okay, your girl is doing it over there on her channel. Her research is impeccable, and I'm gonna share some of her content, not all, but I'll leave the links so that you guys can go over to her channel and subscribe. She's got her foot on Diddy's neck, and I'm not like that. Like, I give credit where credit is due, and the girl is doing the damn thing over there. Okay, she has uncovered Diddy's sugar daddy, and also she's got footage from a male sex worker that came forward. So I'm gonna share some of that with you. And then also we have some updates. Like, there's more people separating, or businesses separating themselves from Diddy. Okay, we're going to get into that. Also, we got the footage from Jonathan Majors, the incident. We're going to get into that. TMZ released the footage, and it just made me feel a little better about doing this story. As you all know, I was hesitant. Also, we got Megan Thee Stallion speaking out after a witness comes forward and testifies via affidavit in the Tory Lanez case. I'm like, where were you during the trial, sir? A bit too late. All right. um, and we got some more trending topics if we have time to get to them. But before we get into all of this, I need you guys to please hit that like button or dislike, whatever. Just engage with the channel, share my content, leave comments, and support the channel. We accept Cash Apps, Super Chats, Super Stickers. They're all welcome and appreciated. All these things help the channel to grow, and we're growing fast over here, Naughty Crew. We're almost to that 2K. So thank you so much, you guys, because everything you guys have been doing has been helping the channel to grow. So I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, seriously. So without further ado, let me drop this intro and we're gonna get into it. Yes, thank you all for joining. Good morning, Jayla. Good morning, Juvie Buggin. Good morning, Duraz. Good morning, Carol. I appreciate all of you guys for joining. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so Dame Dash is speaking out in regards to Diddy's Revolt deal, because I guess at one point in time he was trying to pursue the same deal, but he kind of gives a breakdown. All right. So let's just dive right in. Shout out to the Jasmine brand for this content. So Dame Dash breaks down Diddy deal.
Initiative about 10 years ago that Comcast wanted black-owned networks. And I was talking to them but they told me I had to show them $100 million because Magic and Oprah had took so many laws. So I'm like, if I gotta go get 100, how are you gonna think that's black? I'm not gonna be able to get 100 million of black money. So I was like, I'm gonna go and I'm going to make $100 million worth of content, and then I'll go back. But Comcast is nothing but distribution. But what happens when you get distributed, you get paid as an affiliate kind of thing. So off of a cable, off your cable bill, $100, like $4 of that might go to ESPN, and $2, whatever. I don't know what Puff and them got, but let's say it was $1 or two. Spectrum told me, what's the difference between you, Puff, and Oprah? And I said, the only thing that's similar is our skin. But because it's a black-owned company doesn't mean it's only for black people. Just because I'm black doesn't mean only black people can digest what I'm doing. What happened with Puff, there was this initiative about 10 years ago that Comcast wanted black-owned networks.
So he broke down how it worked as far as the funding goes behind creating a deal like this, right? So shout out to Tisa Tell. In this breakdown, it got her to digging to find out like who is backing Puffy. All right. We know he is cash poor. All right. He doesn't have all the money that he claims to have. It's been all over on Sloan. Even the governance even spoke on it. So it just makes you wonder like who is funding all this or whatever. Well, Tisa Tells did some digging, okay? And she found out who Diddy's sugar daddy is. All right, Naughty Crew. And it's this big wig, this billionaire, and he has investments everywhere. Okay. This man can throw money around like you would never believe. Shout out to Variety 500 for this article. So here is Diddy's investor, aka allegedly sugar daddy Ron Burkle, who is also godfather to Diddy's children. Okay. Also, a big contributor to UCLA. All right. And the reason why I bring that up is because Diddy's son with Misa was supposed to, he got accepted to Harvard, but Diddy made him go to UCLA. Guess who's a big contributor? Ron Burkle. All right. And I bring that up because there is an incident that was reported about Diddy assaulting the coach because he didn't like how he spoke to Justin, and he was able to weasel his way out. Well, this is why his main man is a huge contributor to UCLA. And this is why Diddy is able to slither out of so much, like, because he surrounds himself with billionaires. All right, so Burkle started in business 13, stocking shelves in Panomia, California grocery stores. In 1986, he founded a private equity and venture capital firm, the Ucapa companies, purchasing and investing in middle market companies and overseeing mergers and leverages buyouts. Around 2,000 mergers, and Burkle began supporting Hollywood projects as well. He was a major backer for a string of Weinstein brother films, venturing into music, pick up concert booking agency, Artist Group International in 2012. Around then, he bet big on Relativity Media Group, eventually becoming one of the few investors who didn't lose money. After the downfall of the Harvey Weinstein, he was made a fell bid for the Weinstein Company and architect buff. Burkle is known for buying and selling storied properties. All right. So this is when making reference to when he acquired Ucapa. All right. But he also invested in Sean John. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Good morning, Miss Brenda. All right. So that's where Puffy got the backing for Sean John. Okay. This guy has been bankrolling Diddy for years. Years. So here it is. P. Diddy bulking up with LA investor injects millions into Sean John. So this is from WWD. Shout out to them. So, WWD has learned that Combs has signed a deal with California billionaire Ron Burkle, managing partner of the UK Companies, a private equity firm based in Los Angeles. Industry sources say Burkle has invested about $100 million in a $325,000 growth of label. Combs will remain at the helm of the company as chairman and chief officer. Okay, so he's been backing him for a while. All right. So shout out to Tisa Tells for doing the research and finding this. Um, yeah. So she uncovered Diddy's boy toy, who is also godfather to his children. All right. So because it's just like who is funding all of this? Where is he getting his money? We already know Bad Boy hasn't been making him money for years because um Diddy always went through other artists to make that label. It was never on his own. All right. So that's just a little backing, but that's who's bankrolling him at this moment in time. And that's probably why a lot of companies are hesitant to cut ties with Diddy because of Ron Burkle and all his connections. You see? It's not necessarily him. All right. So now, just little updates. Like the Grammy is kind of pussyfooting around, but they basically uninvited Diddy. Here we go. And I believe they're choosing their words very carefully because they don't want to get sued. So Recording Academy says it's evaluating whether Diddy will be invited to upcoming Grammys after multiple celebs and women's rights groups reportedly request his invite be revoked. Okay. And Diddy is nominated. Diddy is nominated, and the narcissist in him, of course, he wants to make a public appearance at the Grammys, right? Because he's trying to turn his image around or whatever. So perhaps Diddy should have been John Wick for Halloween because it's looking like he excommunicated, according to multiple reports. All the SA talk has Diddy dangling on the chopping block for next year's Grammy Awards ceremony. The Recording Academy released a statement responding to concerns of Diddy's attendance. We are taking this matter very seriously. We are in the process of evaluating it with the time and care that it deserves. So that's quoted from them. And I believe they're using their words very carefully, Naughty Crew, because they're trying to, Diddy love to sue, just like he did Diageo. All right. They don't want, good morning, James. They don't want him to try to bring discrimination allegations towards them. So I believe they are just choosing their words very carefully. Like, we're not uninviting you, but like people just don't want to be around you. All right. People just don't want to be around you. And rightfully so, right? All right. So then also, Diddy was trying to come up with a show, a reality TV series highlighting the family, the kids, and everything. Hulu has now separated their partnership. All right. Diddy's family reality show is scrapped by Hulu over SA allegations. Hulu's Diddy plus 7 as 5 more companies severed ties with the e-commerce platform in light of the SA accusations. All right, so we have more of a fallout, you guys. But rightfully so. Hulu has to protect their platform. All right. But remember last week, Naughty Crew, we got into, how hard it is for male victims to come forward. But because they fear the backlash, like they a lot of times they are shamed and made to feel less than if they come out with allegations and things like that. They're immediately demasculated. All right. Well, Tisa tells, honey, woo, I'm glad I'm a tattletale. Okay. Make sure y'all go over to her channel, subscribe. I like to give credit where credit is due. There's a lot of content creators like taking her hard research and spinning it off as if it's there. And Naughty Crew, I'm here to say, like, I give all credit to her. She is the one that found this, but she found a sex worker's testimony, basically, who confessed to being Diddy and Cassie's SEX slave. And let me tell you, this confession comes on the tail end. It was in 2018 when this was discovered. He confessed to the police. They did nothing. They did nothing. And this comes after he has lost his mind. He's going to be speaking of a lawsuit, a settlement that he did with Diddy and Cassie. He makes, and this is what he said, the settlement came about because there was a STD transmitted. Okay. This is allegedly. This is what he said. I'm not saying. Okay. And let me just put a disclaimer out there. Sean P. Diddy Puffy Honeycombs has not formally been charged yet with any crime. All right. I just want to put that disclaimer out there. Everything this man is speaking of, good morning, is allegedly. Okay. But it's crazy because he corroborates a lot of what was in Cassie's lawsuit. All right. And so that's what I take it as, establishing a pattern of behavior, Naughty Crew. That's what we need to focus on. All right. So we're going to get into this commentary. I'm going to skip through it. I'm just going to try to highlight like the main parts, and then you can go over to Tisa Tells and watch the full video. Okay. Because it is Naughty Crew. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. Okay. So let's get into it. So this is a male sex worker out of South Florida. He is admittedly a male escort and also a stripper. All right. And he's claiming in this confession that he was a SEX slave to Cassie and Diddy. This was in 2018. All right. So let's get into it.
Contracts. It's these attorneys, which are Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes.
That's Diddy's attorneys, okay? Mark Garagos and Benny Lesayas.
Okay.
Okay, let me fast forward it a little. She does some commentary.
Okay.
Ben Mercedes.
Yeah, commercials, you gotta love it. Here we go.
Entertainment for 4 years, and I worked for Hillary Rodman for 5. Okay. When I take Sean the threat of death on me, okay? I don't have it, but I can make it available under secrecy. That means
Okay, he's talking about video footage of the freak offs between Diddy and Cassie. Mind you, this is 2018.
He said I wouldn't be liable because I don't want to be getting framed for anything. Okay. Right. I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a slave. Okay, for them that's what I was. That's all.
Okay, so just
okay. He's confirming that he was like a slave, and he's saying that Diddy conducted a lot of business during these FOs, okay?
all right, I know this ain't his best day, but he was driven crazy. We're about to put this back on because there's more. That escort agency was known for being paid.
It's possible I threw everything out. It's possible I can produce a copy. Gotcha. It's possible. I'm not sure.
Now, I put blinks in here.
Now, tell me though, how all of that led up to Thursday night, Friday morning.
Well, I've been trying. My settlement put me in a box. Basically, I couldn't talk because I was going to be sued. So I let it be, but they've been following me, and they've had Mark Garrow has had the FBI on me, has had other agencies looking at me and spying on me, okay, because they want to set me up as an extortionist. Like if I was extorting Sean for money. It's wrong. Basically, what happened is Diddy and Ross, which they're good buddies, okay, they're gay.
Who?
Both Diddy and Ross and Khaled.
Listen to what the tea he.
Okay. He's saying after the settlement, they try to set him up to be an extortionist.
Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So he's saying DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy are all gay. Okay? That's who he's naming. And I told y'all when Gunplay took that chain to Rick Ross and he was in the bed with no shirt off, that was suspicious, Naughty Crew. I'm sorry. Okay? And we know the rumors that have been swirling around about Rick Ross and Diddy. Those pictures look interesting.
Agenda, okay, is basically binge drinking poured out on a yacht. They promote binge drinking and drugs.
So he's talking about the Ciroc experience. Keep in mind when you listen to this, what Mark Curry said.
Okay, exactly. Even Gene Dill has made reference to this. All right, the Ciroc experience. You heard Mark Curry speak of how they would slip roofies into the Moet bottles and things like that. And I have something else to corroborate that. But yeah, this is the Ciroc experience. He's saying they promote heavy alcohol use.
The hip hop agenda. Basically, what happens is the following. The hip hop agenda is an agenda to move drugs all over the United States. You need to involve the DEA. They move all the dope. Okay, all the dope on private jets, which don't get screened by
customs,
by DEA.
Okay, remember when French Montana, his private jet was raided by customs? They didn't find anything, but that's what he just said. They moved all the DRUGSs on the PJs and the yacht, Naughty Crew. She did this. Tisa, shout out to you, girl. You did this.
Inside the United States, okay? They move what's called high-grade powder MA. They move cocaine, and they move liquid cocaine in the bottles too. Okay, so they put the liquid cocaine in the bottles and they.
Okay, he's saying they put the liquid white girl in the bottles. Okay.
Today I'm sharing life-changing hair
commercial. All right, you guys, this was juicy. You cannot beat this. Tisa Tells did that. Let me fast forward some. And this all took place in Miami. And as you know, Diddy was down in Miami a lot. Okay, promoting that Ciroc brand. Remember, it took off so fast, but it wasn't even in bars yet.
On it. Hold on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. Help me understand you. How old are you?
I'm 42. I've been through all my life. I've had a great life. I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy. Okay, but he's scared that I was exposed.
I don't want to talk about.
So he said that he settled.
Yep, he settled with Diddy. And pay attention, because they tried to corroborate. Like, how can we tell? And he's making reference to, I only had negative $1,800, and then I went to buying multiple properties. Let me fast forward this song. She's doing super stickers right here.
Is that Ross came and threatened me at my house post-settlement. After we settled, Diddy sent Ross and I asked him to go see if that was Ross and confirmed the identity.
So Gonzalez, he can back up what you're saying about P. Diddy and Ross and all that? Okay, all right. And you said Gonzalez didn't know anything about.
So where's he at now? And again, I'm moving around.
Yeah, he's talking about Gonzalez. That's his neighbor.
What you didn't talk to him before?
Nothing.
Okay.
He knows nothing. He didn't know. He was actually worried about me. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" And I told him, "Look."
He's talking about his neighbor right now. His neighbor's like his only friend, especially after he got arrested for what he did.
Man, what's happening is he's trying to cool things down, but then the feds have been harassing him. The feds. They have a big file of me like this, the feds. Since because P. Diddy and Mark Garibus have been trying to set me up and lock me up as an extortionist, asking for money. It was not so. My settlement was breached, and my settlement terms is one was called peaceful enjoyment. That means that if I went to your house or I did something, you'd have to pay me the full amount.
I get all that.
So I've been going through that since like 2012. So.
All right, and Gonzalez knows about that. You talk to him about that kind of stuff.
I talk to him alone because he's the only one that knows since the beginning.
Gotcha.
And then my ex-wife, she knows, she saw the contract. She has a contract, a picture of the contract.
All right, you guys. Now this is
okay. So he's talking about the settlement has been breached. He settled with Diddy for $4.5 million.
If you
sorry guys, commercials. And we're just gonna get into a little bit more of this, but I just wanted to drop the seeds, Knotty Crew. Before Cassie's lawsuit, he came forward. This male escort, all right, and he's alleging that he was the SEX slave to Diddy.
I know you're gonna believe me. You have what's called the Illuminati.
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 Illuminati. Okay.
Yeah, Illuminati. Okay. They made it in dance. Basically, what it means, illuminated.
I got you.
Okay. They do satanic ritual abuse, which is basically CIA mind programming techniques to their own families, etc. and the crew, and they bond that way. The Illuminati card games, example. Okay, you looking at the game, Illuminati card game.
I'm not familiar with it, so help me understand.
It's a card.
Okay.
Okay, so he's describing the Illuminati in the card games that they play, and they do satanic rituals. All right, he's describing it to the T. This is before Cassie's lawsuit, you guys. He's corroborating everything that was in a lawsuit. So I'm gonna fast forward.
But I want to know, how do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people. Okay. I'm from Africa, so I'm not a racist.
Okay.
Okay, you're my brother, so I like black people.
Okay.
My mom, I was raised by an African woman in my house. Okay. She was just a servant, but she was my she, took care of me.
Right.
So I love black people. Okay.
Okay, you guys, are y'all ready for the plot twist?
Okay, so he's describing the Illuminati. He's dropped a lot of jewels in this confession here, and it's all on the brink because he lost his mind and ended up catching a felony charge, and he decided to just bear it all. I'm trying to get to the end. Okay, I think that's all. She did more commentary. All right, you guys. So from here, you got to go over to Tita Tells to get the full commentary. But I just wanted to drop the seeds to you guys. He corroborated a lot. Okay. Especially in Cassie's lawsuit. She spoke of the freak offs. We've heard allegations out there how they spiked the bottles. Okay. On the tail end of that, hey Michelle, hey everybody, I'm coming. Let me see. Gene Dill even has spoken of this. Hold on. And I stumbled upon an Instagram website called Daddy's House Studios, which there was a lot of footage from back in the day in the 90s. Let me see where I want to go. And Gene Dill even spoke of this. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Shout out to the art of the dialogue.
When you was working for Diddy, right? How did he treat the people that was working for him?
It depends on who it was. if you were a type of person that come a dime a dozen, you got treated like shit. If you was the type of person that he needed you, he treated you like shit. If you was the type of person that he wanted you, he'll get you, and then he'll treat you like shit. If he wasn't fearful of you to a certain degree, he didn't give a shit how he treated certain people. Like Heavy D used to have to pull him to the side because somebody give Heavy a call, and I don't know what. I still don't know today, and God bless the dead. I don't know what power Heavy D had over him, but Heavy D could come to his office. Heavy D could come to his house because when Heavy came to the city and Puff had the building on 74th and Park Avenue, Heavy would stay in Puff building. But Heavy was the one like, come here, let me talk to you. And he would come right there. No back talk, no nothing. I don't know what power Heavy had on him, but he would never talk back or say no kind of crazy shit to Heavy. So other people, he ain't give a fuck about him.
Right. So he never came at Heavy D crazy. But I want to go back to this lawsuit, right? By Cassie. She claims that, she hid out at a friend house in Florida after, Diddy put hands on her. And she said that she was tracked down by a guy named James Cruz, the president of Bad Boy Management. You know anything about that?
James Cruz and Hard Pierre always been Diddy's flunkies. Especially Hard Pierre. That's why he's being sued right now, too, by one of his assistants and stuff like that, because I guess he learned from his boss. But James Cruz used to work for 50, but he worked for Diddy first. So them niggas was always scumbuckets, man.
Right. But speaking of Harvey Pierre, how do you feel about him getting accused of sexual assault?
Like I said, anything that has to do with those sexual assaults, those people have to prove that. But are they capable? Yeah, they're capable. Look at the atmosphere. They in the music industry. They in the music business. They set up those type of they learn the tricks of the trade. For instance, guys don't put those pills that they get to the girls in the champagne bottles because they popping them in front of them. Most of those girls, especially if they like mixed drinks, you understand, they see the bottles when they open them. And they trying to keep their eyes on because they don't want to get no kind of drugs put in their system. But what they don't understand is in the orange juice and it's in the cranberry juice. They didn't put the pills and the stuff in there, the roofies, the ecstasy, the ease, all whatever they put it in the juice. Now, those girls who like the mixed drinks, you understand what I'm saying? They gonna pour their own sexual act because they don't understand it ain't in the bottles, it's in the juice.
You heard Gene Dill. It's in the it's not in the bottles, it's in the juice. So Naughty Crew, I got to dig in, okay? And there is an Instagram page called Daddy's House Recording Studios. And one of the pictures up there, look at this, look at the table. Look at all the juice on the table and the fruit and things like that. But what I found creepy was the comment. Okay, so this person says a deadly concoction, a lawsuit. We know the juice may be laced. This person said he's in the building. This person said drink 2 before you go to bed and 1 in the morning, and you'll be ready to go the next day. Mm-hmm. This person says, this is for Mr. Combs. He's on the way and wants the room to clear. Go get me some more ice. This person says, I will need more petty cash soon. This means something such had a free bottle of Ciroc. It means, this person says, it means I'm going to have Jello, some fruit, and some water before Puffy shows up in 6 hours. At least it did for me. Okay, so the comments are creepy, but it's mad footage. And you know, the latest lawsuit that came forth, there was a third person that wasn't named. There's Biggie in the studio with Lazy Bones. Okay. I don't know who put this Instagram page together, but it documents who was in the studio. And so for that third person not to be named, it could be any one of these people, Naughty Crew. Seriously. This is Mary J in the studio recording. That's Studio B. Okay. Everyone came through this studio back in the day. You got Big. This is the hallway. This is Fetty Wap. Waka Flocka. Heavy D. And Dame Dash. All right. So many people came through here. Kanye West. Remember Chopper? And you know he's in jail behind ex trafficking. I wonder where he picked up those habits from. All right. I wonder where he picked up those habits from. The music didn't take off. Did Daddy put you in charge of, you know, the Las Vegas trafficking sector? You got Nas. All right. A lot of people came through here. Look, people passed out. A lot of people came through Daddy's House Studios. Wyclef, Lil Kim. Okay. I don't know who put this Instagram together, but it's very, very telling. Okay. So there's a lot of cooperation. There's a lot of patterns of behavior being established here. And I'm just going to put the disclaimer out there. Puffy has not been charged with any crime, but there's a lot of rumor and speculation going on in the streets. People saying that Diddy's house got raided in Florida while he was in London. A TikToker came out and spoke about this. Let's see what he has to say. Shout out to the North Carolina Beat for capturing this.
As we continue with this whole P. Diddy situation, I got a call today that the feds have raided his home in Los Angeles and has confiscated over 30 videos from various electronic sources. Check this call out.
Man, I feel sorry for Diddy. The feds went to his house, raided his house while he's in London, and his mother's there, and they confiscated 32 videos. They're looking for, they're going through the footage of what validate what Cassie has said and others while he's in London. The feds kicked in his door. I feel bad for Puffy, you know. He was my friend. But you know, sometimes you got to pay the piper. I'm praying for him.
I don't feel bad for Puffy. I don't feel bad for Puffy. He has been running amok for decades. All right. Also, Lipstick Alley reported on the same thing. I haven't been able to confirm this story, Naughty Crew, at all. But Lipstick Alley did report on it, and they had the same audio recording. Okay, and that's the audio we just listened to. And you know, he still has strong ties with the media, and maybe that's why it hasn't went mainstream. But y'all, Tisa Tells dropped that T, okay? And for a male escort to come forward in 2018. So he said like his reign with Diddy and Cassie was from 2014, right? And then, you know, the STI was implemented, and that's what forced him to bring for, well, press Diddy's neck for a cash settlement. And Diddy settled for 4.5 million allegedly, okay? And then he went on to buy properties, but ultimately they started to play what do you call it? Retaliation games, right? Because Diddy was afraid that he was going to come forward. And so he's claiming that he breached their agreement because he was supposed to be able to live peacefully. But Diddy and his lawyer then began to try to build a case against him with the feds. All right. And so they were stalking him, threatening him, and stuff like that. Ultimately, all of this made him go crazy. He ended up committing a felony. And then that's what led him into the police station and confessed all of this. But this was in 2018. And a lot of the things he spoke about in that confession, so did Cassie in her lawsuit about the freak offs. So here it is, another witness, and this man could have been stopped a long time ago if the police would have just took the allegation seriously. But behind this whole organization, it seems to be some DRUGS trafficking going on as well. And they're using their PJs, their private jets, and their yachts to transport and cover this up. They're using the liquor companies to cover this up. Hence the reason why Diageo wants no dealings with Puffy. None. None. Okay. So we have discussed who was funding and bankrolling all of Puffy's shenanigans. Okay. And if you look up Ron Burkle, he's done a lot for Diddy. I mean, he even had a coming out party. Diddy's words. Okay. Thank you to Ron Burkle for my coming out party. Okay. But Burkle is connected to Epstein. His plane was used a lot to fly back and forth to Epstein Island and things like that. He's also connected to Bill Clinton. And as you all know, Bill Clinton was on Epstein's plane. The rabbit hole goes deep, Naughty Crew. The rabbit hole goes deep, but I'm going to keep my eye out and I'm going to bring my Naughty Crew the tea. All right. As far as whether the feds ran down or not, I can't confirm it. I can't confirm it, but the music industry is a dirty, dirty place. Okay. I say. All right, moving right along. TMZ released video footage of the incident in question that Jonathan Majors is on trial for right now. Okay, we can't play the sound, but I'll play you some of the footage. And let's just say, Naughty Crew, it's just weird and suspicious because if I'm in fear of someone, I'm not going to run after them. Shout out to the Shade Room for this footage, okay? And the source is from TMZ. Here we go. But here is the video footage of the night of the incident. Okay, y'all see it. He's trying to get away from her. And I think this all works out in his favor, seriously. TMZ, they some slimy. Also, audio was released. Let's get into the audio. Ooh, it's cold out here. Audio was released. Let's hear what they gotta say.
Yeah.
Do you really know, baby? Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house when we have a plan? I would like to get to the point where your friends know what job I'm on and go, I think Grace is gonna be out of commission. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I won't.
No, you understand that? Because that team, that unit, right? Grace has to be in a certain mindset to support Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama, Barack Obama's wife.
I know I'm not. I shouldn't have gone out. I'm
No,
sorry.
let me just lay it out for you, right? If I'm just gonna say this. My temper, my shit, my trauma, blah, all that said, right? And I'm not saying I'm a great man. A great man. I am doing great things, not just for me, but for my culture and for the world. That is actually the position I'm in. That's real. I'm not being a dick about it. I didn't ask for it. I've worked, and that's the situation. The woman that supports me, that I support, that needs to be a great woman and make sacrifices the way that man is making for her and for them ultimately. Last night, 2 nights ago, you did not do that. You did not do that.
I'm sorry.
Which took away from the plan. And the plan is everything. If it was just you in the house drunk, maybe I could have swallowed it. Or I would have felt bold enough like, oh, hey, let's just go to bed. Which I said, I'm just going to go to bed. I'm not hungry, blah, 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 blah. Because Grace isn't here. Why? She was drunk. Why else? She was clogged by whatever was going on. You know what I mean? Fine, I can take that.
Yeah.
Do you really know, baby? Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house when we have a plan? I would like to get to the point where your friends know what job I'm on and go, I think Grace is gonna be out of commission. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I won't.
No, you understand that? Because that team, that unit, right? Grace has to be in a certain mindset to support Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama, Barack Obama's wife.
I know I'm not.
All right, so he's reprimanding her because she came home drunk. And I get him trying to protect his image. He worked hard to get where he is, and he's just basically telling her, like, look, you need to represent us accordingly. And he made the comparison to Coretta Scott and Michelle Obama. Let me tell you, that surveillance spoke, it spoke a lot to me. And it's just like, okay, if she's in such an abusive, toxic situation, and shout out to Juby Buggin, she's a runner, she's a track star. Yeah, like, if you are so afraid, why are you running after the abuse? Where they do that at? Where they do that at? I did that twice. One second, guys. I just have to log in here really quick. But I had to come on this morning because I missed yesterday. I just needed a mental health break, seriously. Because it's a lot. It's a lot. Make sure y'all hitting that like button though, please. Yeah, Juby Buggin. Especially I guess that's why he decided to go with Megan. I don't know. I guess that's the why he decided to go with Megan. All right. So I wish him the best of luck. I hope he is exonerated. But next we're gonna move into Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. Okay, these two. This is like the case that won't go away. This is the case that will not go away. So all of a sudden, Tory Lanez driver is coming forward with a statement, and I'm like, sir, isn't this too late? Sorry. Like, where were you doing the trial? Now you want to give a sworn affidavit statement because he's desperate to get the conviction overturned. I just find it naughty cruel. I just find it crazy, and I just find it like ugh.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
I find it suspicious and weird that now all of a sudden his driver is coming forward with a statement. It's just like, sir, where were you during the trial? Where were you during the trial? Shout out Mr. Bug out. Hold on, I got a better article. Shout out to the Uncut for this. One second, guys. So it says Tory Lane's driver Quan's statement has surfaced. It says he saw the Papal, the Blicky, in the hands of the ex-friend of Megan Thee Stallion, Kelsey Harris. Now, during the trial, Kelsey, she pled the fifth, I believe. And see, to me, I always found that strange. Like, because when people usually do that, it's because they don't want to incriminate themselves. But I found it weird. Because what are you hiding, right? What are you hiding that you can't testify? Whether y'all friends or not, just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. So let's get into this affidavit because I just think like this is weird. So he makes a statement. My name is Jaquan Smith. Da, 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 da. Let's go down to number 5. He says, I was the driver and bodyguard of Mr. Daystar Peterson, who is better known as Tory Lanez, in July of 2020. Mr. Peterson has known me for 7 years, and at the time of the incident, I had worked for Mr. Peterson for 3 years. He has not only been my employer, but I also considered him to be a close personal friend. On July 2nd of 2020, I was asked to drive Mr. Peterson to the home of Kylie Jenner, where Miss Megan Pete and Kelly Harris were present. Mr. Peterson was at Miss Jenner's home for approximately 2 hours when I received a call to come pick up Miss Pete and Mr. Harris. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, so he goes on to say, Miss Pete, Miss Harris, and myself left Miss Jenner's home, but I was asked by Miss Pete to return because she stated she had forgotten a shoe. When we arrived at Miss Jenner's home at the time, Miss Harris stayed in the car while Miss Pete exited. Miss Pete did not enter the home at this time, and she went around the back to the pool area where Mr. Peterson was located. Both Miss Pete and Mr. Peterson returned to the car. After a few minutes, Miss Pete was bickering, but I am unsure of the exact words she was saying. She seemed upset. The four of us left Miss Jenner's residence. As I began drive, Miss Pete started to fight. Sorry guys, it's blurry. Started to fight with Mr. Peterson. They were going back and forth. I remember Mr. Peterson saying to Miss Pete that he was going to tell Miss Harris what was going on, which I think they're referencing the fact that Tory had slept with both of them, her, and Kelsey. He says, I do not remember what street we were on, but Miss Pete asked me to stop the vehicle, and I did as she asked, and Miss Pete went to sit on a nearby bus stop. Mr. Peterson went and spoke with Miss Pete. After about 2 minutes, they returned to the car, and I began driving. Miss Pete started the argument again, and Miss Harris asked what was going on. Mr. Peterson told her that he and Miss Pete have been dating and intimate. See, Miss Harris was upset by this, and she said Mr. Peterson had been dating in the same manner prior to any relationship with Miss Pete. Miss Pete and Miss Harris began fighting. I pulled over to stop them, and Miss Pete and Miss Harris both got out of the vehicle and continued to fight, both verbally and physically. I broke up the fight and was putting Miss Pete towards the back of the car, and I saw Miss Harris with the blicky in her hand. So y'all get the point by then, what's going on here. So I saw Miss Harris with the blicky in her hand. Mr. Peterson ran from behind Miss Pete and myself towards Miss Harris. Mr. Peterson and Miss Harris began struggling as Mr. Peterson tried to unarm Miss Harris. I was still pulling Miss Pete and did not see who propelled the weapon. Exactly. He still didn't see who actually did it. I just think this is like he was paid off or something. Yep, and she wanted immunity, James. Exactly. So ultimately, y'all was screwing the same dude, and y'all got into a fight over the dude, and then y'all kind of put him, you know. So this caused Megan Thee Stallion to come out and make a statement, okay? She made several statements. Hold on, I'm just trying to find the right one. Let's use gossip in the city.
I didn't cheat on her. I didn't do that.
No, that's when she responds to party. That's the part I don't care about. Here it is. Say cheese. Shout out to them.
Like, y'all need to sit down and have a good read. Like, imagine somebody saying that they did not commit a crime and not defending themselves to the T. Imagine y'all saying somebody is following the street code, not snitching. Are you snitching or are you not snitching? Because y'all trying to pretend like Kelsey shot me. Kelsey didn't motherfucking shoot me. And I really wonder why her main problem with me was, you won't tell people I didn't shoot you. I was like, Kelsey, I don't want to talk about this on social media at all. But now you won't even get online and defend yourself. So that really just proves my points. Either you took some money or your life is in danger. Like, why won't you get online and say, bitch, because this is what y'all care about. Y'all care about online because the case already won in court. But y'all care about online. Why would y'all motherfuckers not get up there and say, if you say you didn't shoot me, why won't you get on the stand and say I didn't shoot this bitch? You say it online every day. You figure out how to get your niggas to say you didn't do it. You figure out how to get the blogs to say you didn't do it. But the one motherfucker it would have mattered from was you. You should have said, I didn't do it. Kelsey did it. If she did it, why wouldn't you just say she did it? Kelsey, if you did not do it, why won't you just say, I did not do it? I know who shot me. I said who shot me, and that's why the fuck you in jail. Y'all motherfuckers are dragging it online like it's some new evidence. There's no new evidence. Motherfucking witnesses went missing. Why? I wonder why the witnesses went missing. Did y'all pay them? Why y'all showing up now? Why y'all showing up? It's about to be 2024. Y'all still fucking with me. Y'all are still fucking with me. Why? Because y'all see me moving on and doing better. Y'all see me trying to heal and trying to grow. But y'all keep trying to bring me back this way when I'm trying to go this way. So I hope that this really gives y'all some insight to go and have a good read. Don't read the big bold letters. Don't read them. Read it. Read the article. Read a real article. Read something from a real journalist. The big font with the bold background. The big font bold background. Don't read that. Like, people can pay for a headline. People can buy bots. I don't give a fuck what you motherfuckers make trend. Bitch, I'm winning. Bitch, I'm happy. Bitch, I'm healthy. Bitch, I can't be too motherfucking evil because God keep blessing me. I'm not doing nothing to y'all. So I would really appreciate if everybody would let me heal in peace, would let me move on, because I'm not talking about y'all. I don't have anything bad to say about none of you people. I would never, if we was ever cool and we fell out, the business safe with me, friend, because y'all can get online and try to talk about my dirt all y'all want to. Y'all don't want to know who's in the same room. Y'all don't want, like, y'all do want to know who's in the same room, but I would never air y'all out. Like, I would never say nothing about nobody because that's our business. Like, I don't got to get on here and make nobody feel bad to make myself feel better. So, with that being said, please, people, don't make me have to get on here and keep trying to defend myself against silly shit. If you're not going to read, just don't talk about me. Like, y'all need to sit down and have a good read.
All right. She also went on to address Party. And shout out to the Jasmine brand for this footage.
Much happy where I was at. If this man is saying, I didn't cheat on her, I didn't do that, well, why the fuck is you responding to me? Do you know how many niggas y'all claim I done fucked with? Why are you answering? Why are you trying to make that shoe fit? Was it you getting your dick sucked in the same spot I was sleeping? If you say it wasn't true, why the hell is you dissing me? Like, what the fuck is going on? Why are you talking to me? If you said I wasn't talking to you, I wasn't talking to you. Like, you just wanted to fucking find a reason to bash me. It seems very strategic. Like, it feels like they getting on Megan ass. All right, let me go get on her ass too. Like, if I'm not talking about you, why the hell are you talking about me? Like, what's happening? And should I not defend myself? Like, should I not come on here and say, what? Like, I don't have anything bad to say about my ex. I genuinely don't. Like, if I'm not talking about you, why are you talking about me? You say I didn't cheat. So why you thought that bar was for you? Why are you making the shoe fit, Cinderella? Like, you squeezing your foot in there, friend. If it wasn't you, why the hell is you talking to me? That doesn't make sense. And I don't feel like I should have to explain myself, but you know, I'm not that big of a person yet. God ain't finished with me. He's still working. Damn, I was sad.
All right, so that's her response to Party and the freestyle that he dropped. Exactly. How old are these people, James? Is this all petty? I just kind of feel like Megan put it out there, and then I guess she hit a nerve with Party, and he came with his diss track back. And then so now she combats that with, well, if it's not about you, then why are you talking about me? Which makes no sense. You're just gonna go through an endless cycle. And my thing is, we did not need to know any of this. This is just TMI, and we got bigger fish to fry. Ultimately, Tory is convicted in jail and he's desperate to overturn that conviction. Bottom line. Bottom line. He's desperate to overturn that conviction. So let me know what y'all think, Naughty Crew. I see what James think. He said, Naughty, how old are these people? It seemed like they in kindergarten, James. I don't know. Juby Buggins says, this mess is so messy. Absolutely. It's so messy. And it's just like, if everybody shut up, we wouldn't even know all of this. Period. Okay? So that's Megan's rant. On a happy note, Barack Obama surprised a group of students, which I thought was cute, and I just need to change this mood, okay? It's music. But this is when he arrived and all the little kids. All right, he surprised the kids, and they were so happy to see him. And I just thought this was a good gesture on his part. I had another one where he was talking to a little girl. That's okay. But that's what's up. That's what's up. Gotta take care of the youth. All right, the next story I want to get into is Croy Bearman, who is husband to Kim Zolciak, former Atlanta housewife. As you all know, they have been going through a tumultuous divorce, and some footage was released, and I was like, oh my god. So shout out to Hollywood Unlocked for this.
Come talk to me. What's going on?
It's just a bunch of nonsense.
All right, come talk to me. Ma'am, stay right there. What's going on tonight?
We're just having an argument
About what?
about our fucking life.
Okay, what happened? Why,
It's our life. It's destroyed.
Okay, what started the argument?
Her inability to fucking solve problems.
Okay,
or address
come
them
over
or
here.
do anything.
Come over here.
Why?
Because I want to talk to you away from her. I don't want her to start screaming at you and have a whole argument.
It's nothing but an act. It's all a bunch of bullshit.
What is?
Everything she does.
Okay, what did she do tonight?
Everything, dude. I can't. I'm not going to do this because this right here does nothing but fuel her bullshit. I'm not doing this.
Come in. Come talk to me. What's going on?
This is narcissistic behavior. I'm not doing this.
I'm just trying to figure out what the
There's
argument.
nothing to do. You shouldn't even be here. Who called you?
Your kids.
Who? What kid?
You have kids? I don't know. Whoever's in the house.
Yeah, he's been outside this whole time.
What was the argument about?
Our life. Our life.
Okay,
and it's
so
fucking destroyed.
Why is it getting so heated?
Because our life is destroyed. What don't you understand? There's no money. There's no house. We're getting divorced one day and we're not the next.
Okay.
She's fucking other men. What do you want?
Just calm down.
Calm down, but I don't have a fucking life.
Okay, so obviously things are very tumultuous in the Bearman household, and Croy sounds like he is at his wit's end. He probably feels like they're losing everything, and I don't think Kim is sympathetic to that because all she cares about is what she wants. I wish them all the best. Seriously. Croy, I just really feel like you just need to move forward with the divorce, take your kids, and get out of here. Get out of there. It's just not worth it for your sanity and your peace. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. So I don't know, Naughty Crew. I know my people are sick of these two. Like, just get divorced already. 50 is trolling Diddy again. He posts, karma is a mother Brother Love, Brother Love, Brother Love. Okay, and he has an AI picture of Tupac, which I thought was very good rendition of him. But 50 stay on Diddy neck, and I'm here for every minute of it. Okay, and I get 50 doesn't have the best reputation himself, but he's been trolling Diddy for years. On a lighter note, for Megan Thee Stallion, even though she's going through so much turmoil, which I think she just needs to learn how to ignore the haters. Shout out to the Jasmine brand. Megan Thee Stallion signs a deal with Warner Music Group to distribute her new material. So at least she's getting some good out of it. On Tuesday, Billboard reported that the Houston hottie will be working with Warner Music Group to disperse her materials moving forward. This is not a standard record deal. Instead, Megan keeps ownership of her music while being able to use the WMG infrastructure. So congratulations to her. She just need to stop entertaining the nonsense. I just say if it's not true, don't respond. Period. All right. Sleepy Joe, they're trying to bring him up on impeachment, Naughty Crew. Okay, let me know what y'all think about this. So House of Representatives vote to open an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden.
The yeas are 221 and the nays are 212. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
So they're trying to find grounds to impeach him. I just think Sleepy Joe is too old to be in office at this point, and he hasn't really done anything to help my people. That's all I'm going to say, period. Well, the Harrises are cohesive after we were pulled over and their younger son, King, was standing on business. Well, now the family's all together celebrating Tip. Anything to trend, Naughty Crew. So, Tiny posted, we celebrated our king at Tip for trap music. All our kids got together to celebrate the greatness of their father. Yeah, okay. And Damani and King performed. All right. I'm telling you, that whole argument was so they could trend for their music and things like that. And they new shows. That's what the people do. They create arguments to make it look crazy in the public. And then we all talk about it on the blogs. And then all their sales of their product goes up. Deja was there too. Aris performed. So congratulations to Tip. Congratulations to him. Oh, Juby Bucket said, Naughty, when you said this is the year reveal, I ain't think it would be this revealing. Dang, right? Isn't it like TMI everywhere? It's just like, I don't need to know this much about people's business. Seriously. All right, if you own a Tesla, there is a recall. And you know what? I found this quite odd because when I watched the movie that I recommended to you guys on Netflix the other day, Leave the World Behind, one of the scenes, it has Teslas that's crashing up and clogging up the highway. Nobody was driving. Nobody was driving the cars. This was a scene in the movie. So Tesla recalls 2 million vehicles over autopilot safety issue and concerns. And this was a scene in the movie. This was a scene in the movie. Y'all got to check the movie out, okay? This was a scene in the movie, and I was like, oh my God. I'm telling you, that movie is trying to warn us about certain things. So Tesla recalls nearly all vehicles sold in the U.S. to fix system that monitors drivers using autopilot. And in the movie, that's what they did. They accessed the autopilot in the computer systems of the car and was driving them to clog up the highway so people couldn't get in and out of town. Food for thought, Naughty Crew. I'm telling you, check out that movie. Leave the World Behind. It is a must see. I feel like Barack and Michelle are trying to warn us of what could come, and it is possible for us to be cyber attacked, especially in a day and age that we're so dependent on technology. Check it out. I'm telling you. Check it out. Let's see. So Tiana Taylor is in a new flick. She's starring as Mary Magdalene, which is it's called The Book of Clarence. It comes out January 12th and it's directed by James Samuels. Okay. She was a part of the Royals. So I thought this was a dope deal for her, especially being that she is going through so much with her divorce. So good for her. You just keep it moving and make your coin, sis. You were always the prize. He was a squirrel in your world trying to get a nut, boo. She could show him better than she could tell him, okay? So the family of Kanika Jenkins, which is a young lady out of Chicago, one night she went out with a group of friends to a hotel party. See, and that's why I don't like them hotel parties. And ultimately, she lost her life. I seen a lot of footage of her stumbling through the hallway, and it gave me somebody slipped her a Mickey. Okay, and that's just my opinion. Okay, the way she was stumbling around, and ultimately she ended up in the freezer of the hotel in a kitchen that was not being used. But there's a lot of unanswered questions when it comes to her deletion. And it seems it could be some foul play, and her mom has been fighting for justice for years. Well, ultimately, they have settled.
Also breaking this afternoon, we are learning the family of a 19-year-old woman who died of hypothermia inside a hotel freezer has reached a settlement agreement. You may recall Kanika Jenkins was found dead inside a walk-in freezer at the Crown Plaza Hotel in Rosemont back in 2017. Jenkins went missing during a party early in the morning of September 9th. She wasn't found until the following day. The Cook County medical examiner ruled her death an accident from hypothermia. Her family sued the hotel for $50 million for negligence, saying they failed to conduct a proper search. Also breaking this afternoon.
Okay, so her death took place in 2017. All right. And although the money won't bring her back, I'm just glad they finally compensated mom so that she could start moving forward. Good morning, Taurus. 6 million, 6 years later is suspicious to me. Exactly. It's all like, it's definitely crazy, Taurus. It's definitely suspicious and weird. It will not bring her back though. Like her mom will have that hole in her heart for a lifetime. Okay, up next, I want to get into British. British Williams from Basketball Wives. Now, she recently sat down with Carlos King and had an interview, and I was thinking about recapping it, but immediately I was like, because at first I thought she would be taking accountability. Nope. She started playing these games like, oh, they sentenced me unfairly. Teresa Giudice, she only got 15 months for her crimes. And I'm just saying, I'm not saying that I don't deserve to go to prison or whatever, but I'm just saying my sentence doesn't fit the crime. And my thing is, ma'am, you committed a crime. Once you are in the court system's hands, they can do whatever they want to you. So who are you to say, oh, this is just too much time and this and that? Now, in the interview, you know, Carlos got a lot of background for her. She basically was abandoned by her mom because her mom was an addict and raised by her dad, and she had a hole in her heart or whatever. But ultimately, I just felt like this chick was greedy. And she tried to say certain things she didn't know was a crime, but you knew what you was doing was wrong or whatever. So that's why I didn't recap it, because I don't feel like she took any accountability really. And she tried to make more excuses and say like she was hoodwinked, she didn't have good representation. But you hired your lawyer. You had the opportunity to vet this person. So get out of here. I just thought the interview British was full of shit. All right. So recently she was asking the court to show her leniency so that she could spend this last holiday with her daughter. And Carlos King did ask her about like how she felt, because I just felt it kind of odd, like being that her mom abandoned her, that then she will then turn around and put her daughter in that same position. Okay. And so then, of course, the waterworks start coming like, oh my God, I don't want to leave my baby. But ma'am, did you think about your baby when you was committing all these crimes of fraud? And so then she tried to explain the charges and stuff like that. At the end of the day, ma'am, you did this. You did this. And you should have thought about your daughter first and foremost before you committed these crimes. And then she tried to flub it off and said she had a gambling addiction. Naughty crew. And this is why she stole all this money. Shout out to the Jasmine brand. So, update: Basketball Wives alum British Williams received permission to delay prison sentence to spend Christmas with her daughter. So, I'm glad she got her way there. But you still got to leave your daughter, man, for 4 years. So, according to a report from Radar Online, a judge recently signed off on her request to start her 4-year prison sentence at the top of the new year. As previously reported, British Williams was initially scheduled to turn herself in on December 11th. The 33-year-old was sentenced back in October after pleading guilty to 15 felony fraud charges. She was also ordered to pay $564,000 in restitution. All right, so earlier this month, she submitted a motion for an extension of her surrender date, asking for more time to help her 5-year-old cope with the ordeal and find a home for her daughter and mother, who will have custody during her imprisonment. So isn't this a full circle moment? Her mom that abandoned her will now raise her grandchild while British goes and does her sentence. All right. I had some clips from the interview. Let me see if I can find them. The interview was just a gaslighting experience, if you ask me. I don't even know if I saved them, guys. Because I was like, Well, y'all could go over to Carlos King and check out the interview. Here it goes. All right. So she opens up about her life. Here's a snippet. Shout out to the Jasmine brand.
Okay, so based on the reports, you pled guilty to 15 felonies, including 5 counts of misuse of a social security number, 4 counts of bank fraud, 3 counts of making false statements to the IRS, and 3 counts of wire fraud. The plea states that you used more than $140,000 in pandemic disaster loans to fund your lifestyle, submitted $139,000 in fake medical bills, underreported her earnings, and evaded paying nearly $30,000 in taxes. So that's what you pled guilty for. talk to me about how all that came about, because that's really serious.
So let me figure out how to say this in the best way and to be honest with you. So in 2017, in January of 2017, my dad came to me and my sister and told us he was dying. He had idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. My dad is who raised me. He was the closest thing that I had to a mother and a father. And that year was very difficult for me. Back forward to all of that, I used to have a very, and no one even knows this besides like my family and friends. I used to have very, very bad gambling problem. Horrible. Like when you think about people and think about people being on drugs or people being, being alcoholics, I don't think there's anything worse than gambling. Because you have this thing where you think that you can constantly make this money, or you think you could take this money and make it into this and make it into this and make it into this and make it into this. I had a gambling problem that was so bad that I don't even understand how no one knew, if it makes any sense. Lorenzo had stopped working around that time. We almost lost our house.
Because of your gambling addiction?
Because of gambling. It was bad. It was very, 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 very bad. It was horrible.
Were you spending money out of the joint account on the money he would?
I was spending money from his money. I was making money, spending my money. I had a problem. Okay. And in 2016, I banned myself off the casino in Missouri because we have like 6 casinos. And I didn't gamble for like a year. And then I went and I would start going to Illinois to gamble because it was right across the water. And I did that for like a year. And then I banned myself off. And since 2017, I can tell you that I've gambled maybe 3 times. Like I gambled once a year in Vegas or something. And that's.
If you gamble one time, you still got a problem, ma'am, because you're not supposed to be gambling at all.
And on top of having my lifestyle and, just everything that I was used to doing and having this addiction was horrible. I remember being just at Christmas one year and losing almost $50,000 like in 2 days. It was horrible. So that addiction had a lot of domino effects to things that would occur. My father was dying. My sister was still in college. I was helping him with her tuition. My dad ended up going to the hospital in May. He was in the hospital for 3 months. He died July of 2017. And then during these times of him passing, he left me and my sister insurance money. And I took the insurance money and I was like, okay, I'm going to do right by this, because I wasn't gambling. So that didn't matter. And I was like, hey, I want to get some kind of I didn't have good credit. I was like 25, 26. And I was like, I remember meeting somebody who did credit and she was like, oh, I can get you instant credit instantly. I'm like, how can you do that? Like good credit. She was like, you could just get a CPN. And everybody we probably knows have known someone that's had a CPN at some point.
What's a CPN?
It's I don't even know what the proper terminology for it is, but it's like they give you a social security number and then you build the social security number up. So when people see this misuse of a social security number, they think I went and stole people's social security numbers or something. That wasn't the case. I bought a CPN from a credit lady, and I don't know if it was somebody's actual social security number or if it was something they created. I don't know, but
just because you don't know, that doesn't mean that absolves you from being charged with the crime. I just felt like it was just a bunch of fluff, if you ask me, a bunch of bullshit. Okay, let me see if I have the other clip.
Based on the reports, you pled guilty to 15 felonies, including 5 counts of misuse of a social security.
All right. That's the same thing. Y'all get the gist. None of it absolves you of the crime. At the end of the day, you should have asked more questions. You should have did more research, period. And it's just I'm glad the judge gave her opportunity to spend the last Christmas with her dad or whatever, with her daughter. y'all, hey, St. Hudson. Y'all go over to Carlos King and see the full interview and come back with your thoughts. Seriously. A CPN is supposed to be a credit privacy number. Thank you, Juby Buggin. She full of it. Hey, St. Hudson, how you doing, doll? All right. So Beyonce, she has hit record sales. All hail the queen, okay? Following her record-setting Renaissance tour, Queen Bee is well on her way to becoming a billionaire, according to Forbes. Her net worth is $800 million, okay? And that's her on her own. That's on her own. I think B's setting up the lead, Jay-Z. His name has been getting mentioned a lot in these streets with all this Diddy debacle going on, okay? So congratulations to her in creating independent and generational wealth for her children. So KRS-One is out here speaking about why he did not participate in the 50-year Grammy ceremony where they celebrated 50 years of hip-hop. Let's see what he has to say. I'm great, St. Hudson. Thank you for joining. We just getting into some trending topics.
You ignored hip hop for 49 years. At the 50th year, you want to call us? 49 years you ignored us. The 50th year, that's when you call. You couldn't even call on 47 and gear it up to at least 50, okay? At least get us into 47. No. You wait till the 50th year to want to call hip hop's authentic teacher? Nah, you don't get that privilege. I refuse to show up. You ignored hip hop for 49.
Let me know, Naughty Crew, do you agree? The Grammy's always been discriminative against the hip hop community, period. We all know, it's well documented that they are very racist. They are very racist. Keisha Cole was revealed as the Masked Singer. All right, so these were the possible options: Tamar, Mary J. Blige, Keisha Cole, and Faith Evans. And she definitely falls in that genre, but she was revealed as the Masked Singer. And hopefully this will send her on her way, because I never knew, but like she was kind of blackballed for speaking out against Beyonce and her music. And this comes on the tail end of Nicki Minaj announcing that she did a song she's doing a collaboration with Keisha Cole and Monica. Where's the announcement? Sorry, guys. I'll be saving so many stories. Here it goes. So, yes, Nicki Minaj drops new song with Keisha Cole and Monica. I think that's
words. Got off on the toxic words. I used to think love had to hurt. Lately, I've been thinking.
So it sounds like it's gonna be a good collab. I don't know. We'll see. I like Monica. I like Keisha Cole. Let me know what y'all think of the collab. And then Nicki Minaj, she went on Kai Cenat streaming network. He gets all the trending celebs to come to his show. They link up for a live stream.
Yeah, take me a fucking million.
Yeah, fuck this club up. Fuck this club up.
Okay, so it looks like people always seem to have a good time on the show. And this is just going to drive more album sales for her. Y'all know Kai is a wild cat. Okay, he is a wild cat. Well, I know Kenneth Petty ain't going to like all that booty shaking in front of them, okay? I hear she opens up on the album to talk about her relationship and his insecurities and things like that. I don't know. I'm hearing mixed reviews regarding her album. Naughty Crew, let me know if any of you have purchased it, listened to it. Let me know what your thoughts are. On one hand, people are saying it's whack. On the other hand, people are saying it's great. So mixed reviews, but that's music. You know what I mean? Everything is not going to be everybody's cup of tea or whatever. But good for her. I ain't no hater. Good for her. So Tiffany Haddish has been formally charged with a DUI. This woman, and then we went over this the other day. She is not allowed to have alcohol or any drugs, and she has to have random tests, drug tests. So Tiffany Haddish formally charged with DUI following November arrest. Tiffany Haddish has officially been charged with driving under the influence of alcohol and driving with 0.8, blood alcohol level. Haddish was arrested in LA November after police officers found her asleep at the wheel of her car. Turns out she was intoxicated after investigating. The LA District Attorney Office has decided to hit her with a formal charge. So she is currently involved in another DUI case stemming from an arrest in Georgia in December of 2022. I just think her whole life, hey, Swell Game, I think her whole life is just blowing up in her face, and the money's slowing down. She's not getting gigs like she used to because of the lawsuit that she settled. And then now the mother of the kids is turning around and suing her again now. And so I just think she really, really is using alcohol as a coping mechanism. But ultimately, I hope she gets the help that she needs, seriously. No matter how bad it gets, I'm sure she can find a way to turn things around. Naughty Crew, do you think her career is salvageable? Y'all let me know in the comments. Do you think Tiffany Haddish's career is salvageable, or do you think it's a done deal? And she was like new money. She was just starting to really like make money and stuff like that. But the past caught up with her, as it is with Diddy. Okay? We discussed him earlier. Shout out to Adina Howard, and she still looks good, okay? Y'all remember? Hey, smack to you. Y'all remember Adina Howard? I'ma be a freak until the day, until the dawn. Boom, boom.
Care what they say. I'm not about to pay nobody's way.
Shout out to her. There's an unsung episode in regards to her. But she still got it. Ooh, Saint Hudson said Tiffany Haddish is done. She ain't never been funny to me. A lot of it, I feel like she was like weird acting, not necessarily funny. It was just something weird about her. I don't know if I feel like dealing with Nene's narcissism today. I think we spoke about enough narcs for one day. But I want to hear what your thoughts. This TikToker, she's part of the trans community, has gone viral and given thoughts about, assigning gender to kids. And this is my thing. when it comes to changing sex, I don't believe children should make that decision. Yeah, I think she should bow out gracefully and save face while she could. But I wanted to hear what your thoughts were, Naughty Crew. Okay. And I'm not saying this, I agree with this or anything, but it just challenged my thought process, if you will. Okay. Let me know what you guys think. Here we go.
This pink circle represents everyone in the world who was born with the body parts that I was born with. You know, like one of these. And this blue circle represents everyone in the world who identifies as a man. Now, when you make a Venn diagram from these circles, they overlap, but not entirely. This is because the parts you're born with don't actually determine your gender. They only suggest what your gender is most likely going to be. It works a lot like attraction between men and women. Most men are attracted to women, most men, but some men are attracted to other men. With the same kind of thinking, people who are born with the body parts that I was born with are usually men. They're most likely going to be men, but not always. Sometimes they're women. The problem here is that when babies are born, we assign them a gender based on their body parts, and that's really just an educated guess. In a perfect world, we'd hold off assigning kids a gender until they're old enough to tell us themselves. That way, no one has to pretend to be someone they're not.
That's weird.
All right. This pink circle
What you just
represents
said
everyone in the world
is one
who
of the
was
most
born with the body
insanely
parts
idiotic
that
things
was
I have
born
ever
with.
heard.
You know, like one of
At
these.
no point
And this blue
in your
circle.
rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I just think we need to get back to basics. I think we need to get back to basics, people. You know, I just think they're overly complicating this thing. Like I don't even like the whole pronoun thing. I'm gonna just call you by your name, and that's that. Like, why should I have to keep up with who people want to call themselves? It's just all confusing. This is why these kids are confused today. Like, period. Exactly. Juby Bucket. Our kids have a hard time figuring out who they are now. We have similar layout press. Hold on, let me see. Now we have to throw a wrench and have them figure out what they are too. It's crazy. Always pushing an agenda. And Choke No Joke did a show about this last night. Like how homosexuality got introduced into hip hop community. It's so much, world game. It's too much. Period. Saint Hudson. He's bored. 100. If he want to worry about babies, he can cinema hose. This thing keeps covering my thing. He can start with helping the ones in the Middle East. Exactly. Yes, Juby bugging. It's basic science. You are a male, you are a female, period. There shouldn't be a gray area. Yes. St. Hudson said, I thought I was a fairy when I was little. I thought I was a Barbie princess, but people change all the time, but I was still raised to be a female, okay? Period. Wasn't no confusion in my house. All right. We got into British, how she should have, did her homework and did her research. And I just really feel like she gaslighted us through that interview. She knew exactly what she was doing. She was the greedy. She was the greedy. And she wanted to live a lavish lifestyle and keep up with the Joneses, okay? But this young woman who was a new home owner brought some light to home ownership, okay? And this is the importance of asking questions, because when you're dealing with certain people, realtors and lawyers and stuff like that, when it comes to buying a home, the realtor is only going to look out for their best interest. All right. Ultimately, you have to understand that their goal is to sell the home, to make a sell, right? They don't care what happens afterwards. And this is the importance of educating yourself before you actually go buy a home. All right. So you know the ins and outs of mortgages and how they work and the different type of mortgages and things like that. But this young woman had some grievances, okay, and she brought up some legit concerns, and this is why I wanted to share it with my Naughty crew. Here we go. Oops, sorry, I did not share.
So when I first bought my house, my mortgage payment was $1,151. After my first year living in that house, they raised my mortgage to $1,579. The fuck? I thought I was tripping. That is a $428 increase. I was under the impression that my mortgage payment would literally never change, but I was wrong. So here's what happened, and I'm going to use example numbers. So let's say there's a house and the value of that house is $20,000. Because the value of the house is so low, that means that the property taxes are also going to be significantly low. So let's just say the property taxes are only $500 per year. Okay, now let's say an investor comes in and rehabs the entire house, puts everything brand new into the house, boom. Now it's a beautiful home. And now the value of that house is $150,000. Okay, now because the value of the house went up, that means that the property taxes are also going to go up. So now the property taxes are $2,000 per year instead of $500. And this is what they did not tell me. The fuck? So basically, I believe it's every single year they come and do an assessment of your house. And they say, what's the value of this house from last year to this year? And if your property has increased in value, they are going to increase your taxes. Now, I am highly upset with the people who my mortgage lender and my realtor for not explaining this to me. And the reason why I'm so upset is because I would have been okay with that if they would have explained that to me and I was ready and prepared. But no, I just got a bill in the mail and it said a $428 increase due in 2 months. I believe the issue is a lot of the times, especially when it comes to young people and first-time home buyers, realtors and mortgage lender, whoever you're dealing with, they don't want to give you all the information up front because they just want to make the sale. They just want to make money. And I believe that is so unethical because now I don't even want to work with you. Like, just tell me so I know and I'm prepared. Okay.
Okay. And so Miss Paragraphs posted, this is why you should take a first-time homeowner course. I don't think it's the responsibility of the realtor to explain property taxes to you. Do y'all agree? Let me know, Naughty Crew. Grand Rising, Curves. Do y'all agree? Swirl Gang says she has a good point. She has a good point. I would think it's more of, as far as her mortgage going up, wouldn't you think that would be like the mortgage lender responsibility to explain the details of the mortgage and how it works? Or do you feel like it's the burden's on her to ask the questions? Yes, they do. And a lot of them are free. You see saying her Hudson, you got another fairy queen in here. She says, saying Hudson, I'm a fairy still. Woo! Saint Hudson says the cashier doesn't explain the retail tax. Hi, Miss Kaiser. I think so too. You should do your research on the type of mortgage you have so you can ask questions. So she says it would be nice, but I think we should also do our own research. Exactly. Wow. Okay, Curbs. Good point. She said it's definitely the buyer's responsibility to know what's in the contract they signed. Unfortunately, nobody had to tell her as long as it was available to her for her to read. Ooh, Juby Buggin says, I believe she wasn't paying attention. Swirl Gang says, it's our responsibility to self-educate. However, it should be their responsibility to let the homeowners know. It's only right. St. Hudson said, it's her responsibility 100. Okay? See, I like to bring information to my naughty crew. Get your juices growing, okay? Like when it comes to putting your John Hancock on anything, you better know the ins and outs of it, okay? And that even goes for like in what happened in the 90s in the music industry with all the artists signing all these horrible contracts. If they just would have had a lawyer read over it, a lawyer that they hired to read over it, they would have probably known that they needed to take ownership of their publishing rights. You know what I mean? So it's only to a certain extent you could blame Diddy, but you also have to take accountability for yourself for not getting the proper representation for yourself to read through those contracts. And what a lot of like the narcs like Diddy bank on, and that's why they prey on people that come from lower income areas. They know they're not going to read the contracts. They know they don't have the money to hire a lawyer. And that is how they exploit our people. Hence, Natalie Nunn over at News. Notice they go to the low income places to get people for their shows. Why? Because they'll work for next to nothing. And you see what happened. Oh, yes. I'm glad you were able to catch a live too. Welcome back. Thank you for joining. Seriously. Yes, they got Swirl Game. They got Duke big time. But you know what, Juby Buggin? When I buy a car, within that first 30 days, I contact my lender to make sure the terms that are in my contract match. Like within the first week of buying a car, I do that. Exactly, James. Look what happened to NWA. Ice Cube was smart. Wow, Swergan. Good call. My mother used to always say, if you want to hide something from Black person, put it in a book, meaning we don't read. This is the importance of reading through information, not skim, actually taking your time and reading it. You should never be quick to sign a contract. It will be there. And besides, they usually give you like a grace period so you could look over it and have your lawyer look over it to make sure it's in your best interest, So I just thought that was good food for thought, and I like to educate my naughty crew when I can and just drive conversation. Woo! And I want to leave you guys with this positive note. Please make sure you're hitting that like button as you all are leaving in the room. I appreciate every last one of y'all joining. But this young lady is from one of my favorite shows, Sisters, and I follow her. And her name is Yadori. Hold on. I just want you guys to know you all are enough, my kings and queens.
Think I look well. Well is cute. Well is a vibe. Well is grown. Well is cute. I like well. Think I look well. Well is cute. Well is a vibe. Well is grown. Well is cute. I like well.
I love her. I love her reels. I like well too, okay? And some days I'm just well. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Please follow me on all my different social media platforms. Today's show is extensive. We got into some updates on Diddy, but shout out to Tisa Tell. She is doing it on her channel. Okay, she has uncovered Diddy's sugar daddy, who's been bankrolling all of his business ventures through the years. All right, Ronald Burke. All right, he initially invested $100 million in Sean John or whatever. She also revealed a male escort that confessed to police in 2018 that he was Cassie and Diddy's SEX slave. You guys go and check out her video. He named Rick Ross. He named DJ Khaled. He said they're all gay. He also revealed that they use the yachts and the private jet to transport the drugs, and the liquor companies are a cover up, okay? i.e., French Montana's private jet being raided this past summer. It was what, maybe 2 months ago? And you know, him and Diddy used to have a relationship, okay? Allegedly, okay? He basically corroborated everything that was in Cassie's lawsuit. Period. Now, I got to put a disclaimer out there. Puffy has not been criminally charged. And word on the curb, the feds have knocked at his door. We have not been able to confirm that story. But please, if you haven't caught the beginning of the video, go back. And if you want to see the full interview with the male escort, go over to Tisa Tells over here at Knotty Love Movement. I give credit where credit is due, and homegirl is doing the damn thing over there, okay? Because you know what she doing? She following the money. You follow the money, you uncover all the skeletons. All right, Naughty Crew? Yes, Tisa is on it, and I shared some of her video. Yes, he came forward and allegedly he forced Puffy to give him a settlement because Puffy transmitted the herp. I'm not saying Puffy got it. You know what I mean? This is his words. This was the male escort's words. But he lives in South Florida. The details corroborate a lot of what was in Cassie Civil's lawsuit. And this was in 2018. He confessed this to the police, and they did nothing about it. He gave them all. So, with that confession, with all the civil lawsuits coming forward, Naughty Crew, I smell a Rico on the horizon, okay? And we're going to be here for it. We're going to be here for it. I told y'all. This is the year of reveal and accountability. And if this is how 2023 is ending, I can only imagine the can of worms that's going to come in 2024. I appreciate every last one of you for joining me. Remember to hit that like, share my content, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And to all my haters,
And I wanna say thank you in case I don't thank you enough.
I love y'all too, and I thank y'all too. Y'all keep the wheels turning over here, okay? Until next time, Naughty Crew, I'm out. One.